the biggest compliment, I did not realize it actually. That was from my guild colleagues. Eric, he said, you elevated our craftsmanship to art.
All right, today from his studio in the Netherlands, Jakko Woudenberg, the Dutch wood artist. He's a master parketeur, visionary craftsman, and humanitarian. He's like fresh wood dust mixed into pure liquid inspiration. Jakko has redefined what a floor can be, whether it's recreating Rembrandt's The Night Watch with 195,000 wooden pixels, or surrounding a living tree with a floor so intricate it earned a very special name in the combined art and wood flooring universe. In this episode, we dive into Jakko's artistry, his philosophy of functional beauty, and the way he uses wood not just to build, but to connect, teach, and inspire. You'll hear about his award-winning designs and the triumphs that come with pushing the boundaries of our craft. This is more than a conversation about wood flooring. It's a journey into imagination, discipline, and the quiet power of wood underfoot. Welcome back to All Things Wood Floor, and welcome wood floor artist craftsman Jakko Woudenberg. Let's get to it. All right. Jakko Woudenberg, welcome mein Vriend. Welcome mein Vriend bei mein kleiner Podcast.
Yeah, nice to have you. Nice being here.
Was that too German? Not Dutch enough?
Not Dutch enough. No, it's kind of like you almost had it, almost.
But you knew where I was going.
Sorry?
Right? You kind of knew what I was saying, right?
I heard it.
Yes, I want to welcome you to my podcast. This is very interesting because craftsmanship as part of flooring is something we talk about. And some people do floors, and that's their thing. And some people are craftsmen at it, don't meet too many artists. And your stuff popped out in Wood Floor Business Magazine a few years ago. And I remember going, whoa, 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 this is like the Beatles. This is a whole other category. This is not rock and roll. This is some other... And it's your art, etc. I want to welcome you to All Things Wood Floor. I'm so excited about this. I've been behind because I've been writing for like a week and a half, just going over a lot of your background. Tell me, Jakko, about the Dutch wood artist, DWA.
Yeah, it started. I'm a parquet floor layer for 25 years, and the last 6-7 years I turned a little bit more to I wanted to put more creativity in my work. That's the kind of short way how the process went, because I got a kind of bored on the normal stuff, and I'm creative, so I want to do creative stuff with it. So I started experimenting with it, and that kind of worked out fine, I think.
You do actually go by online a lot of times. Instead of Jakko, it's the Dutch wood artist. Is that something that you use here and there? Or is that exactly what you did?
No. I thought that would be a good name.
It's kind of cool. Did they call you Dutch wood artist, or did they say yo DWA?
Yeah, kind of that. I don't know. I thought it was a good name. Yeah. But I also do floors. So it's still, I'm still on the floor also. So I still lay parquet floors. I sand floors. I do also the normal work.
Well, I expected to see online all your floors, which I did, but I saw all sorts of other things.
Yeah, of course, but it's not
on.
The only thing I do. I'm also a parquet floor layer. So, yeah, that's also what I do.
Go back to that. Where did you start? About the 1990s, 2000, right in there? When did you start?
25 years ago. So that was 26 now, almost, I think. So it was in.
You partied like it was 1999.
Yeah.
So how did you evolve that whole thing from the functionality of flooring to being a fine art? Because what you're doing, that's not your average living room, and people can look at Wood Floor Business. We're going to go over two of your really important pieces of work. It's artistry on a floor. What made you move from that functionality into artistry?
And the thing was actually I wasn't happy for a long time, and I'm creative, and if you creativity is something like that. If you have a creative brain, that's really in your biology. That's really that's how your system works, how your thinking works, and how you. So, and my whole life, I see things that would be possible with floors. I thought, and but you never get the chance to work that out. So I had to start finding ways to make that work. But
I saw
you
some
need
of your.
also a little bit lucky that you meet people who understand what you want and give you the chance to do the crazy things, the
The
opportunity.
opportunity, yeah, that doesn't happen a lot. I read in Wood Floor Business and I watched some of your video online. You had a quote. It says, "My focus goes beyond just creating beautiful works of art. It's about inspiring the youth from all corners of society because I believe that everyone deserves to be seen and given the right opportunities." We just talked about. Explain a little bit your philosophy on, functional art and also trying to be spontaneously creative.
If you take a look at the work we do with wood, you can do spectacular things with it. It's fantastic material. You can do everything with it, and most parquet floors layers are already doing a lot of creative work. But I think it can be more. So if I can inspire them to do more on the creative than the normal herringbone, or it's there's so much more we can create or do. So why don't we do that? Why don't we because I think that gives it makes everything much more beautiful, but it gives also more a sense of, yeah, that we can do so much more. And
Is there like purpose-driven artistry? A
yeah,
lot of
it's a kind
artists
of no
wake up, they
purpose
get the coffee,
driven.
they pick, what
It,
what is
I think everything, your whole life, you get send up a kind of path or something, and everything you learn on that, I think you want to give that further to the next generation. And yeah, and I for me it's about, with my art, I try to connect. Yeah, connection is for me belangrijk, is important. So I want to, if I can connect the people a little bit more, then I will do that. And with my artworks, what I do, I can, that these are just a vehicle. It's not a. I can, yeah, with it I can bring people together.
what's interesting? You're one of those people that you rarely meet that say in their life they found that you need to find your purpose. You find that it defines a lot. I didn't really look at my purpose until I was like 50 something. And I'm like, wow, I wish I had just thought about this from the beginning. We all have a purpose. We all have a set of skills or blessings or gifts.
Absolutely, but I think the way to your purpose is to follow your interests, and that's the only thing you need to do. And I was a kind of Apple computer that was running on Microsoft, so it did not feel right. It did not. No, it did not work for me. I have to. That wasn't my purpose.
No. So you're in the Netherlands. Is it Schagen? Where are you in the
I'm in the
Netherlands?
Netherlands, and the place called Schagen. Yeah, that's Netherlands is real small. If you take a look.
And now, for people in the U.S. that probably don't understand it, you're a member of the Parketeers Guild. Can you tell me a little bit about
Yeah,
that? A lot
that's
of
a
people
group
wouldn't know
of
about that here.
uh, yeah, craftsman idiots, kind of Buddhistic people, and
Yeah.
what we do is we share knowledge, and we also go to workshops. We to keep the knowledge up, and so and yeah, sometimes we help each other also on the working place, or whatever. So it brought me a lot. And when I got into the group, that's like more than 10 years ago, I thought, man, there are more people like I are running around, and that's very interesting. And you see the group that lifts, yeah, all of them up, and I think that needs to be done much more. And in the early days, if you go back in history, you had also the guilds, and it was about that, about teaching and giving the craftsmanship to next generations. So that is incredibly important.
Well, some people might not understand we're studying art or painting or different styles. A lot of famous artists would be teaching, and you'd say, see this, let's say Renoir, and you'd say, see those hands, aren't they beautiful? He would have his best student masterfully paint hands and go, put hands in here, or I want you to do this. Kind of like we talk about in flooring, bringing in people that don't get the opportunity to do the kind of mosaic work that you do or parquetry that you do. Let them get in there and at least get their hands on it. They might find it's in them. It
exactly.
might be part of their calling.
That is so important, and especially creativity. That's so incredibly important, and
you can't bottle up creativity to go crazy.
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of them. A lot of floor layers are creative, because if you see the problems that we always have to solve on every floor where we come, we are the last one, so we have to figure out all the stuff that the other people did wrong, because we are on the So,
well, you put me on a path, because we're going to start with one of the most famous paintings, one of the most famous Dutch paintings ever in the world is the Night Watch. But you did the Night Watch in wood. And for people that do listen to the podcast, go to Wood Floor Business. Just start with Jakko and look at the Night Watch. And then from there, Google your ass off, because you'll be all over the place. This story has layers upon layers upon layers. I'm going back to Rembrandt himself. Why did you want to recreate Rembrandt's Night Watch? How did that all come out and you put it in wood?
That was actually when I was a student parketeer. That was 25 years ago. We were laying a parquet floor, and I questioned myself, would it be possible to create the Night Watch in wood? That my colleague said, what are you talking about? That's the creative thing in my head. We are laying down the floor, and I'll bring the Night Watch in. That everybody thinks, hey, what, so, and I said it years later. I spoke more about it. I heard it from people that I said, but somehow I did not get the chance to really work that out or something. But it kept in my head all those years. And
they move that painting around like every 5 years. Where did you see it in a book, or you're Dutch?
No.
Did you see it?
I've seen it first, like I think 3 years ago for the first time. I never saw it in real. So
you don't realize this isn't like what people. It's 14
and it's
feet
also
wide.
kind of a bit funny. It's I don't even like the painting.
No, it looks like a cigar box.
And then I can think of better paint but it's not that it's brilliantly done. That's not the point. It's really, but it's a kind of taste thing, and it's really big. So that I find also really impressive, but I don't really find it a nice painting.
You know what I found brilliant about it? This is in hardwood flooring. Over the last 100 years, one of the problems we have is we always had the chemicals to finally coat wax or polyurethane. It turns floors orange. It turns them dark. The Night Watch was not the Night Watch. It was a day portrait that the lacquer turned darker and darker and darker until somebody started calling it the Night Watch. When they started that whole renovation to recondition it, they're like, this is a very light painting. It actually wound up not being that dark. Just like when we have to go resand a floor and now we have water base. That restoration online is sick.
It's kind of the same thing. But it's also a really chaotic painting. There's no connection. Everybody stands another way and looks another way, and it's kind of but
there's a little girl with a dead chicken.
Yeah, that's
photograph,
kind of
in the painting.
It's a kind of thing about his wife or something, or his.
Rembrandt painted himself at the very top. It's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's just peering off the painting, like, look, I'm here.
Like,
that's funny. So when you got to see this. Did you know that when it was in the Netherlands, it couldn't fit it through the door of the museum, so they cut each side 2 feet, 2 characters off of it, trimmed it, put it back on the wall.
Where it used to be hanging, that it didn't fit, so they had to cut off pieces from it. So yeah, there was that time.
So what made you look at it and go, I'm going to put this on the floor?
Yeah, no, I just thought I have to build it. And and I thought when I'm building it, I'm going to I bring him on back on how he was. So
how did you, so people know you built it, and we'll call it, in pixels. You built it into almost like if you took a photo on your computer and you blew it up, you could see every pixel. You actually went back to find every pixel and tell me about how you made, what were the pieces so people know what you're talking about?
I built it up from 195,000 wooden pixels from 1 by 1 centimeter. And I also put the structure diagonally on. So I cut diagonally out of the wood, I cut the pixels. So you got the structure diagonally on, and I put them contra, the difference so it gives depth into the painting.
It's like pointillism or stippling.
Yeah,
like
it's a kind of
dots that
way,
when you back away, it all comes in.
Actually, the thing what we did is I did something that actually is not possible. If you have to RGB value. I think is that in English RGB value. Every color is built up out of RGB value.
Red, yellow, green, blue, black.
A wood species you cannot give an RGB value because of the tint and the variation, the structures. They're all different, and I do not have all the colors that are in the night watch. There isn't in wood, and I got it in like 52 species. So that's also a lot already. And because of the tint and structure differences, I have a long range. It's much more than 52 colors you reach. And the colors that I have, like black, I wanted also to have black, like Bengay. I wanted on the place where the painting is black, not that the pixels go into places where you don't want to have the colors. So, and the rest of the colors, okay, yeah, that is so. The Senne, he wrote a computer program for me that diverts the pixels on the nearest RGB value.
Wow. So you started with I saw it online. You had a gentleman running a computer system, analyzing the painting, analyzing the wood species to the best possible color match. And then you isolated square by square area by area with color matching. How did you choose all the species of wood? Did you do that based on a computer analysis and then you looked at it?
And then based on a computer analysis. But you still you shoot a picture from this piece of the wood. It's very small. You do not have a big range of, so it gets always.
It's like a sugar cube.
In the end, you will get into problems because you get colors on places where you do not want to have them. And because Rembrandt painted very much with shadow and light, don't think that you're gonna figure that out yourself. Okay, I'm gonna replace this wood species for that, because you change the shadow and light work in the painting. So
yeah, he was a master at shadow and light. Matter of fact, is he Chiaroscuro? He invented that whole concept of using color as spotlight or highlight. In his paintings, you find the darkest area of his painting away from his light, he still uses light. He bounces it everywhere.
It's fantastic. It's brilliant. So, but that was kind of really tricky for me, because I made the translation to wood. And my biggest nightmare for me was like, okay, at the end, it has to be perfect, because we are not going to stand like 4 years work it took me, that we're going to look at it and we're going to think, yeah, man, all right. It's yeah. All right. Yeah, it looks like it, but no, that was my biggest nightmare.
If you look like Rembrandt, it could look like South Park.
Yeah, no, that really horrible. That really horrible.
I watched your video. This is the part that blew my mind. Okay, so you're standing right over a small. First of all, how big is the floor mosaic of this?
It's 390 centimeters. It's almost 4 meters.
Okay.
And 5 meters wide.
Like 12, 16 feet. Is it the size of the painting?
It's the size. Now it's bigger because of the cut-off painting.
Painting's like 14 by 12.
It's kind of.
what I found crazy was I'm watching you look at all these little pieces and you were throwing them in buckets. So right when you're over them, they must look like a blob. But when you go 30 feet away, it starts to look like an eye or a face. It must be, how did you keep that control when you're right over those pieces and trying to put them exactly where they need to be?
First, you need to follow the blueprint the computer made. You need to keep following them, because if you start doing stuff yourself, you will get into problems. And when it's finished, then you will still see that there are faults in it. So you need to take them out. And the best thing to do that is just by watching it through your telephone, because your telephone brings the big image to a small image, and then you see the whole, and then you know what's needed to be corrected.
It's amazing that an artist could paint like that so precisely, moving colors and wet paint around and still make corrections, and still, what you're saying, we need a computer and a phone to do. And imagine that there are other artists that could copy that painting or repair that painting. What kind of challenges, there must have been 100 of them, did you run into? This must not have been easy.
The biggest challenge was to get the pixels on the right place, so that painting really comes out with the shadow and light. That was the most difficult, tricky part. But also sawing the pixels. You cannot saw like the pixels. You cannot. There are going to be hundreds and tenths of millimeter differences every pixel, and on 1 centimeter, that is not a problem. You know.
What machine cut those?
I cut them with the Festool. With the Festool CS50. It's just a table saw.
I saw you in a video with a bunch of 5-gallon buckets going one sugar cube, we'll call it, at a time. Boing, 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 boing.
Yeah, it's a kind of, but the to keep the measurement, what I told you, that is going to be a problem. Like tenths and hundredths per pixel is on the pixel is no problem. But on 195,000 pixels, that becomes a real big problem. Then, so you need to correct it, because otherwise the painting and all the people on it, they would have been it would have gone out of line.
Yeah.
So I have to correct it every tile. I build it up on 500 tiles. On every tile there went 400 pixels, and every tile I correct it back to 0. So to keep the lines in, because otherwise it would have gone totally out of line. I would have got out of the picture at maybe 30, 40 centimeters.
You imagine if a puzzle, all the pieces were square and didn't interlock, it'd go all over the place.
It would have been horrible.
How did you glue them to little, how did you put it together so you could get it down to the subfloor?
Just squeeze it, just glue it with the Bona, made a special glue for it. It's a transparent glue, the Silan glue they created, especially for the Nile watch. And that works fine. It's just put them in the clamps and just wait 24 hours, and then you can take them out.
Okay. And what is this? Where is the floor? It's in a business, isn't it?
Well,
in Amsterdam. Where is the floor? Where is that floor?
At train station Amstel. It was there for almost 4 months, and now he's in storage, and we are giving him an update. He's going to get an update. So, because there are some things on it that I'm not happy about, so I have to. That needs to be corrected, especially if you want to get him over the world. What I want, I also want to take him to the US. So, if some of your listeners want to help me or can help me to get him to the US,
we will get that done. Amstel station is at Amsterdam.
At train station, yeah.
You're that classic. I mean, even Harvard flooring people we talk to every day, you ask them, hey, do you like it when you do a perfect floor? And they'll go, I've never done. They will tell you everything they didn't like about every floor they've ever done. You created this masterpiece, and you're like, I don't like that piece.
You can drive like 15 years or 20 years past that house, and you still, if you drive past that house, you think, yeah, that was the thing on the left there at the cupboard. I didn't like the
Oh, yeah. And then people go, no one's going to see that.
Like, but I see it.
It's keeping me awake at night. Did this project keep you awake at night? It had to.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Absolutely.
Did you work with? Did you incorporate students like artists would do? Did you
Yeah,
bring in people to help you?
now I actually incorporated. For me, I had also I had four of three processes that that started. You had the production. There was a whole process, so you had to figure out how you make it. Nobody's done it before, so figure it out. Then I had the process for me as an artist. Who am I as an artist? And am I not then a parquet floor layer anymore? And yeah, but because of my craftsmanship and I can do this and so it's a kind of there was also a whole process. And what kind of art do I make? So now I make functional art the way I look at it with Dutch wood artists. Uh,
Yeah.
It's the same with the tree ring floor. Yeah, where are you looking at? Is it now? Is it you see him behind me. Yeah, yeah. Is the floor? Is the stair? Or is this something that's gonna go? Yeah, more.
In the night watch, so you must have had, like you said, there's a taking that vision to a team or computer person or people, and then the people cutting and doing the wood helping you out. And then did you have some
Yeah,
students
and
involved from
what
a
I did,
local college?
I was actually looking at the painting for me from what is it with me and the night watch? Why does it got in my head, and what is it? And when I look at it, you see a very chaotic painting. There's no connection, but there is connection because there are kind of how do you? I know don't know the English word for it.
It's a very eclectic gathering of a portrait of a bunch of Dutch
Yeah,
military
city
militia
protectors
that are getting their
and
portrait.
that. So
They pissed
that
a
is the
lot of people
connection.
off, you know.
So
Back then, the art was like the photography. There was no photographing, so people were mad because he used his light and shading, and he highlighted two main characters, and all the other soldiers were furious that they weren't highlighted. But as the print got darker, that's
yeah,
what
it's a kind of
happened.
funny.
But
I thought about maybe I should have made him different. So to put the lieutenant and the captain in the dark and put all the other people in the light. So I just
right.
flip it, because that is also a kind of yeah. I'm still thinking about it. I think maybe there's something with the light and shadow with it. There's
See, there's where you're connected. His chiaroscuro was they gave it that name because they're like Rembrandt is you got to see this guy. He does things with light, and everybody's has their thing. And you're right. That's what you were doing. You're looking at it, going, I could. Exactly. You're like channeling Rembrandt. Spotlight here, spotlight there. People that study him and talk about him say that it's over. They do that the rest of their lives. They get into the art community. They want to be a curator, whatever, and they look at a Rembrandt, and their whole life is spent just studying
yeah,
him.
it probably is. I also questioned myself on what would Rembrandt find from it. What I think I've written that
WWRD.
to Chat GPT, and he comes up. Probably Rembrandt would have liked it, because he also with the project I want to make the normal people seen, like the youth and all the other people who had helped me. That's where I try to. That's why one of the themes is connection. So I let all people, students, it doesn't matter, everybody who wanted to make a piece of the night watch, or they could have come and made a piece of the night watch. So they did. I think actually hundreds of people have helped me creating the night watch from all sorts of from all people to students to whatever to colleagues to so it's kind of funny. It's kind of made or by a lot of people. That's fine. Right.
It's your legacy now. It was Rembrandt's. Now it's
Yeah,
yours.
and then I somehow I got into contact with the school, and from there I took it back to the whole project went to the school. So I started creating it and making him at school with students. Not on a way that they had to help me. Everything was like, if you want to help, come help. If you don't want to help, it's also fine. But
Did you live? You live where he lived, where he walked, where he spent his time?
no, no, no,
No.
no. It's still on my list to just to go there to his house and to just to dive a little bit more in it. But I did not have the time for it This project took like 80 hours a week from me and more.
Wow.
So
I want to talk about another, what I call a piece of art that you've created. But first, let me know about the Night Watch. What's its future? Give me that again. Where's it now? Where's it going? You think we'd actually be able to see it in the US? I traveled.
It's now in storage, and soon we will work on an update that makes it better movable. And also, I want to do some visual things on it that's what I don't like. So I'm gonna fix that. And then I want to, it has to travel over the world. That's the.
How is it stored right now? Is it one big piece?
Like 20 pieces.
20, okay.
Of 1 square meter.
How did you install it where you had it? How did you, because people had to walk on it.
That was also kind of, we had to make him there kind of, we call it Hufter-proof. Like, because it was a kind of on the street. The train station is a public area. So everybody can come there also by night. So the first couple of weeks I find it a kind of exciting that it was lying there so on there we created it like we put like multiplex plates under it. Then on top we put the Night Watch and we put a list around it, and that needed to secure the whole thing. So we created a list that could not come off like easily, because that would have taken people a lot of hours to get the list off. So that was not the perfect way when you go really traveling with it. And I also wanted to create him like on a frame that it in some cases it would be possible to also put him that he can stand up, not only as a floor.
Was it coated?
Yeah,
with something?
we put oil on it. Bona craft oil is on it. That was actually just to maintain it. It's if you would have put a lacquer on, and you get there a little bit of it's really hard to maintain it. So no.
And if you moved it, it would start fracturing.
No, and then you cannot keep sending it.
You bring it to the US, I will pay $20 to come see it. No, and I'll get 10 of my friends. It's 5.
Yeah,
most don't show.
I really want to go there.
It should tour. It should tour like the NWFA conventions or surfaces. I think it'd be a treat for everybody. It's a whole other side of the business we don't ever see. You see some beautiful, beautiful floors like in the White House or in chapels and things. But this is artwork, my friend. Congratulations! It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's different. I don't really see it like that. For me, it was the biggest compliment. I did not realize it actually. That was from my guild colleagues. Eric, he said, you elevated our craftsmanship to art. And I never thought about that on that way.
Well, people have a difficult time saying art because it's so personal. How do you define it? Like you and I talked once about this. You could do what you did. You can do what Rembrandt did, or you can put a dot on a wall with a light fixture and say, "What do you think of that? That's art," and sell it for $100,000. There's a lot of ranges between finger painting and what you do.
That's also that was also for me what is art?
And whose is it? Was it Rembrandt? Is it yours? Is it a floor?
You see floors like then you think these are not only my floors, but if you see some floors that you think I sent you the pictures out of that I was in Germany with my guild colleagues with the very old floors like 225 years old, and these are also kind of art floors, but it's a design floor. That's you have a difference between a design floor and an art floor. An art floor, it becomes art when it has a reason and it has a story. It has a why that it's created. And that is the difference.
I think the difference is your work will always look fresh and it will always be relevant. It'll be timeless. You won't look back and say like a really great song or anything else. It's not like, well, okay, I'm done with that. People will look at it and look at it and look at it, and it won't get old. It won't get stale.
Yeah, that's a kind of way you look at it. So there's a difference between a design floor. Everybody can create a design floor. That's especially with the CNC machines and lasers and whatever AI. We can create fantastic designs floor, but art is different. An art floor is a real art floor or artwork is different from a design.
You know, the difference is your work, you pick it up, take it, and travel it around the world. All the other stuff is beautiful, but you like the palaces of Versailles, it's there. You're going to walk on it for 1,000 years. We're not taking it anywhere. Art gets up and moves around.
It's a guy, yeah,
it really does.
It's a kind of, yeah.
Let me shift gears a bit. I want you to tell me about Insai.
The floor behind me. It's a kind of, that was great.
Is that Icelandic?
That was a crazy project. That was.
All right, so tell me, what does Insai mean, and tell me about your floor. So people
I got the name from. I called it Insai because it's an old Icelandic word for intuition, and for Crinkles, that's the company it was. It's the ring stands for the time the company exists. So it became kind of both. For me, it was my intuition, because it's a kind of funny how that went. Like, okay, I started with Dutch wood artists, and I said, okay, in that company, I'm only gonna create one of a kinds, and I never do them again. So, there was the first assignment was from our government in an old how do you call that, the government, but locally.
Oh yeah, we just call it local government.
That's a real old building, and there I was. I had already put down the floors with a weapon in the floor, and it's a kind of. I was a kind of busy already there. So, and there I got the assignment to create a real small face from Leegwater. That's another guy who got Holland is under sea level, and that guy figured out how to get all the water out and how to create land. So when Leegwater was finished, the small painting, from there I thought, okay, if that is possible, then came the night watch back in my head. Like, okay, that is the night watch also possible. But before I can go further with the night watch, Paul de Ruiter called me. There's an architect in Amsterdam who I sometimes work for, and he said, Jakko, is it possible to create the 3 rings of a floor in like in a parquet floor? And I had a picture in my head. Yeah, I thought it would be possible, I think. So that's how that got started. So the intuition was just to follow my interest. My intuition said, okay, I need to go this way. And that's why how Crinkles also got on my path, just to create it. And that became such an amazing project. And I had help from colleagues because otherwise it would not even possible. But that became so amazing. And that project shows when there is a will to do it, everything is possible.
This episode is brought to you by Odie's Oil. Developed by a wood flooring pro, no finish is more safe, durable, beautifying, and versatile, with lower cost and higher profit margin. Experience the pinnacle of finish with free on-site demos and training. Learn more at odiesoil.com. That's ODIES oil.com.
I'm going to walk you through it because people online or listening are going to have to understand. This is how this all came about. I saw the cover of Wood Floor Business Magazine, and it wasn't the usual absolutely beautiful, stunning floor. It was like someone sawed down a fir tree and took a photo of the annular rings. And when you're a kid in school, they all gather around, they go count. And when you get a little older, they go, by the way, each ring, we can tell you what year that was. And that ring will tell you if it had a good growing season or not a good growing season, if it was hit by lightning. I'm looking at this. I thought someone took a picture of a tree cross section and stuffed an actual tree in it. No, you had installed this massive floor around, I believe, a ficus tree, and it looks exactly like the annular rings in a tree, and then it goes up the stairs. So people have to look at this online. How did you come up with this?
Yeah, it started with an idea and just go, just start. I thought it's like how we bend if you got curves in it, you saw the small strips and you bend the wood a little bit to get the curves in it, like the list on in the floor on the sides, You probably also do that in the US. You saw small strips and then you can bend. And in the Crinkles floor, there went in the stairs and in the floor there were 40 kilometers of parquet strokes of 9 millimeter wide of teak and oak. That's how I use it. It's like it's from here to Utrecht. It's very long. There are a lot of miles. I don't know
But when
what
you
it
look
is
at
in
the
miles, but
photo,
I think it's like 30 miles or something are on strips on it.
wow. How did you get it to not look like, like a bullseye? I mean, the rings don't just go in circles. They're
Yeah,
wavy like
wavy.
a
Yeah,
tree. They
that's
change
my
in
signature.
thickness like a tree. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Did you start in
I
the
started in
center
the center,
and work?
and from there I put the first line out, and then because I could walk upstairs, I could take a look at it from above. So I diverted a few times to get it right, and then I thought, okay, this looks good, and then you go further. But
Is this exactly your creation, or is this like you actually
and
looked at a
it's
cross section of a
exactly how
tree?
it starts. It's out of my head.
And if you look at it online, in the center of this gorgeous area and the sweeping staircase, that's like an Amstel King ficus sitting right living
Yeah,
in the middle of
it's true.
this
Yeah,
floor. How'd you do that without causing moisture problems with
yeah.
the floor?
The company is specialized in these kind of things. So that is also what they do. Is they're landscape architects, but also inside they bring green walls, and they can put trees in it. In buildings, it's amazing, and here everything comes perfectly together. The floor, you cannot take it out anymore. It's a kind of, it connects the whole building, and especially with the accent of the tree in the middle, and the light flow from all around. How it's amazing. The tree got in also through the couple, the light couple top of it.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how
like the
they
cupola.
took it out. So they had to really make sure that the weather was good, because the couple went off, and the tree got in with the crane. They let it in.
It's a beautiful. It's I think a kind of a rubber tree, like a
Yeah.
banana leaf fig. That was it, Benindekii. It's where in the process does the tree show up? I'm thinking as a floor guy, get that tree out of here.
No,
Like,
it
was
was
it there
no.
first, and you went
The tree
around it?
came really almost at last. Yeah, they had
That's
to
good.
cover up the whole floor, and the owner called me like, "Hey, how good can you floor? Can it get wet? No, no. So
No,
you have to make sure that it's not raining that day.
it's really pedestrian. But they have a place here called Bob's Store. They sell furniture and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's really cool because they put a trout pond in the middle, and it's gorgeous. Well, somebody got the bright idea to go back and take all the tile out and put hardwood flooring around the trout pond, and they've been ripping up Bob stores everywhere. Like, this is, you guys thought about this. Listen, I'm going to make this for you. Don't flood it
No,
with
it
your
was
tree.
horrible. Like what? No, no raining. No, because if it started really raining, and the whole couple is out. Yeah, no, that wasn't that good
That's-
idea.
So what was the team on this one? How many people did it take? And how long? Give me the
I
whole
worked
story.
with 4 colleagues, 6 weeks on the floor, and with 3 colleagues, 1 month on the stairs. And I rebuilt the stairs. I prefabbed the stair in Schagen, and yeah. So it, and then I made molds how the annual rings walk, because upstairs they walk different than downstairs, but you need to that they that they follow. Also, when you go up the stairs, they are gonna follow the where you come upstairs, because otherwise it wouldn't be good. So
Even the photo does it justice because it looks like you walk around counterclockwise and look,
Yeah.
the grain goes
Yeah,
right
go
up the
right in.
stairs. Like pristinely
Yeah.
goes up the
And
stairs.
from there, so I prefabbed, and the first 4 how do you the first step, every on top and below, that one I got into the car when we went to it, and that one, the first one I got out directly. So I walked up like, okay, if these are gonna match, then it's gonna be okay. Because at first I
Okay.
really had on that one I really had a nightmare. Then I mixed the molds up like that. I switched it somehow,
Yeah, that would be
and then you
scary.
come there, and then the lines do not follow.
It's just 2 species of wood in this?
Yeah, open.
Yeah, and it looks
Yeah.
amazing. What's it coated with?
Oil.
Okay. And because that's not going anywhere. Where this one is located where?
Breda.
Okay.
Breda, the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
that's also the
It's
Netherlands.
headquarters of Pringles.
So 9mm strips. Like, let's say there's an annular ring, right? One is springwood and sapwood, et cetera. One's light, one is dark. Roughly how many pieces, how many layers go into making that band?
Yeah, like I told you, 40 kilometers. It's like 30 miles of strips.
They took the metric system away from us in 1976. We were rolling.
And you're really...
So I'm going to... You said there wouldn't be any math. Now I got to do math. So
yeah,
I got it. It's
I think, I don't know what a mile in kilometers is, but I think it's like 30 miles or something. So, right. And you get them all in your hands. There's not... You cannot grab a bunch so throw them in. No, you all by one. Our knees hurt. It was really... At the end, we were so happy that it was done.
How big is that? How many square feet?
280 square feet or meters. Meters.
And yeah, you're right. You'd be on your hands and knees the entire project.
Sorry?
You'd be on your hands and knees for this entire project. What did you sand it after? What was the sanding process?
Yeah, first with the band machine, and then we went to the flexi sand. But when I got the first line, it was upstairs. I started. We were going around in the first line.
You were sanding around in a circle
with the line when we started laying the floor. So the first line, I started there. The beginning lane. Let's call it the beginning lane. Sure. And that took so long before we got around. Like there was a lane from like maybe 7 centimeters wide or something. And it took so long that at the end, I looked at my colleague and he looked at me like, all right, if this is going to go this fast. And I thought, okay, I'm really going to get, I'm here. It's going to get my house. I have to sell my house and we're going to be here at Christmas. But finally we get a kind of grip of how it would go faster and easier. And we were also seeing what we were making. And then we all got the drive on, wow, this is going to be amazing. All right. And then we had a piece of the laying in already. Yeah, I looked at Sebastian as a colleague of mine, and he had the same idea. Okay, we are going to get the sanding machine. We need to look at it, how this looks, if it's a little bit sanded. So we sanded already a little bit just to take a look at from how this is going to look. So yeah, it was amazing. Wow. But then,
well, everybody has to go online and look at this floor. It's just different than anything ever published. Can't bring that one to the States. That one we're going to have to go over and visit, take a look at.
That's not possible.
You got room at your house? I bring 30, 40 people?
Yeah, they can all sleep. So they can come, or they're welcome. They're absolutely welcome.
To sleep over.
Sleep over. Take your sleeping bag with you and just come. Yeah.
You know, when you talk about Insaï, it has a lot of meanings, like the ocean or sea within, or to look within oneself, or to see from the inside out. What you grabbed onto that? What does that mean to you to label this project Insaï? They call it what, the annual ring floor?
Yeah, because it also has something to do with my own process. And I wasn't happy for a long time in my life. You're just not happy. And I started, after a divorce, I started digging into myself, like who am I and what is going wrong and what am I? I had to straighten it out with myself. Really, really tough questions, you know? Yeah. First, you need to look at shit you don't want to look at. And then you started to see also good things. At first, everything is bad, but then it's not everything is bad. There's a lot of things are also good. So, Crinkles is more for me. That's why I called it a kind of intuition. And it got on my path, and it showed me also the direction that I want to go further. It showed for me that I'm capable of doing crazy stuff.
You know, you wrote in an interview, or I read it in an interview, that you said, find your purpose in life and embrace creative challenges. Do you find that art connects people? Is that what drives these missions that you get on? Is it?
But it's also our craftsmanship combines us. It connects us. You see, now I'm talking to you. We can talk I think we can talk for weeks on floors.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make this a 12-parter.
Really, it's and if you go to Japan and you start talking to a floor layer, you can talk like also 3 months. Floor layers are a strange kind of people. If you meet them, they can talk like for hours. That's direct is their connection, and they're gonna show
Yeah,
you
you're
pics
telling me, Jakko.
on their phone, like if they can.
You sent me 200 in one day, and I showed them to about 30 people.
So and everybody's like, whoa, this. So it's kind of, but take one floor layer and take his phone and take how many pictures that he has on his phone on all the floors that he created. You don't see that with the painter or with the street layers or carpet. They don't have all the pictures. It's kind of, they're very proud people, floor layers. Like they're very proud on their work and they're passionate and yeah.
You tell me, like you said, we talked for the first time. It went on forever. I get in trouble all the time for talking too much. You can ask the magazine.
Yeah,
I try to behave myself. But guys like you are so inspirational. Like I just am hearing everything you're saying. I got to just throw it out there and banter it around a little bit. Do you get to work a lot with young people and in your creativity?
I try that. I try to bring more creativity on in my work, but also I try to inspire other colleagues to go also be more creative, but especially youth. It's so important, especially now with the AI that's coming up. That is really it's like you can throw like 80%, maybe 90% of all educations. You can throw them like they can go in the garbage.
Right.
And people do not understand it.
Don't you find it's empowering when people find what their purpose, and two, what these creative gifts that they have, they get empowered. They realize, well, I have a purpose. Everybody thinks they have to be everybody else. I want to be like that guy.
No,
I want to be like that
yourself.
person. I want to win that award. Got to be yourself. And then you become empowered. Then you realize I don't need to be anybody but myself.
Who you are, how you work. What is your system? What system do you run on?
Yeah, well, I think throughout time, as we go through all this electronic age, people look back and think, oh, yeah, artists. That's my crazy art teacher. They don't realize we all have a creative side. It doesn't have to be painting or music or whatever, but it builds community. Because now you look at somebody and go, oh, they're very different. They have a different set of skills. They're not trying to be me. This is not a competition. I want to be excited about what you do well and you about me.
That's a kind of, I think it's being... It's about being seen and being heard, but it's more about being understood. I think that is what it is. But also, creativity helps you also in problem solving. And without creative things, there will never be new things in the world. You take out the creativity, we all would be the same. We'll all be the same.
Everybody has a level of artistry, okay? And I consider you an actual artist. I know brilliant people in flooring that do brilliant, amazing things, but you don't meet too many artists. We all have a little level of it. Do you find that when you don't exercise your artistry, it'll bottle up? It's frustrating. You can tell I need to go do something more creative.
It's kind of, I found out it's my lifeblood. It really, yeah. If I'm not creative, I'm not happy. And if I'm working on a creative part or being busy with creativity, then the energy starts flowing. It's a kind of creative people and artists understand what I'm saying with this.
I agree with you 100%. And, I think a lot of people that may or may not feel that way, they think about it and they say, I do have a little level of something in me. Everybody does. It could, you have no idea what it's for. People come up with odd things and you'll know because it'll bottle up inside. You'll go, I'll be like, I need to go sketch or draw something. I haven't done this or play my guitar.
And what happens then if you do that? Then you
feel guilty, you feel frustrated, you feel like you're,
it's
in all these, well, all right, here's a question. With all this masterful work that you've done in your other time, do you do mostly artistic work, or do you actually do other floors? In our industry, everybody is always on the next version of someone's living room or a
same.
floor.
It was the
or
same
some
for
type
me,
of thing.
but then
It was,
eventually
okay.
that's you do the same trick every time over and over and over again, and
Yep.
and I get bored eventually. That is actually I have the same thing. If I figured out how something works, I'm gone. I'm gone already.
Move on.
That is really
Yeah,
that that is
somebody
boring.
asked me that the other day. They said, "Do you have ADHD?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't. I never thought of that. But I'll do the same thing. I might play guitar for 2 years and dump it. I might I took up fly fishing, loved it,
Don't
dumped it. I will never go back. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
interested.
a kind of first you're interested,
Golf.
then you know how it works, then get boring, and then you can then you have to start doing something else. I can
All
start
over again.
a new school or something because it's got my interest, and at the finish point, like if I have to do 2 months to get my exam and to finish it, then I can go left. Like, okay, I know enough. I don't care. Yeah, bye bye.
Yep. Peace. All the work that you've done, did you have any in all of this? I saw a video, you were losing it. It was just, there was parts of it that was so frustrating and so tedious. And, you get that overwhelmed recipe where you see the goal and you just can't get to it. Was there any moments during all these projects that were funny or anything weird happened or any goofy stuff that happened?
No, not funny and no,
Nothing funny.
no, not really. No.
No one
No,
spilled their coffee
really
on your mosaic.
I really had moments that I just said, I'm just gonna quit it. You're not gonna. It's just a couple of day phase, But yeah, I got with this project I did too much. Like it wasn't only creating it. I got too many things on my back, on my neck, on figuring out on everything what comes next to the only creating part, and that I will never do that again. The next time I will go in like with more people and with more back cover. Let's call it that way, because there wasn't funny.
I watched the video on the restoration of the Night Watch. Fascinating. But I watched the video you created about you creating the Night Watch, and there was a woman in there they kept interviewing, and I thought she was fascinating because they would take you out of the scene and she would sit down and explain how she was watching you work and the frustration you were going through and all that was happening. And people need to go on and look at that. The process that you went through. Where did you come up? How were you able to get this documented on video?
Yeah, I thought eventually I thought, okay, in the same process, I had something like, okay, but at the end, if I don't film this now, I can never get this back again. And this is the process. This is that needs to be filmed, because otherwise you cannot say like 4 years, like, ta-da, here's the Night Watch in wood. Then and you can never document it again. So you need to. But I thought, if I'm gonna film this with my telephone. And for me, it was the first time I wasn't happy standing for a camera. It was like it was horrible. But I kind of found out like, and even if you the first time you hear yourself, your voice is horrible. If you see yourself back on video, it's horrible. It takes some time that you see like, hey, it's a kind of okay. It's a kind of, then you get used to it, and then it gets more easier and. So there was also a process I had to go in, because now I have to talk for groups of people, and I had to stand for a camera, and I had to go in the media, and I have to talk to the media, and how did that go? And yeah,
it's interesting. Now you're talking about you have technology changing the craft, and it can be people will automatically think, well, that's terrible. It can be better or worse. Imagine if we could have video of all the Impressionists and all the Dutch painting and Michelangelo, and you could see the process. We don't have that. Matter of fact, that was the spurn of the Impressionist era. They had invented the camera, and artists were in a panic that, what are we going to do? This thing can take images. And they started painting with vibrant colors and using more light. And it became, well, a photo can tell you the facts, but a painting can give you feeling. And like you said, intuition. It's the same thing. Okay. The best thing about technology, it was there for you to film the artistry that you were producing. And now we can see the whole process.
Yeah, it's there. It's a kind of, you can look at it on more ways. You can look at on the building process. Okay. But you can also see the process I went through as a person, as an artist, you see the process of the story of this night watch that is also in. So there's a lot to see and to tell about, and actually.
You think that, do you have right now a dream project that you'd share with us? Are you thinking about doing something next, or it hasn't popped up yet?
It's what I want to do is to create one really, really big artwork with all my colleagues around the world. And first I thought, okay, we're going to put a country, and then let the country make what. But I said, now I'm at this point, and I say, okay, let every floor layer that wants to come in and connect to this project I want to create, it's let them make 1 square meter of the artwork. Every floor layer that's want to come in. So
like paying it forward.
Yeah. No, it has a theme, paying it forward. If you connect to the project, you have to help 3 people without wanting something back from it. So I hope on that way that I can create a better world just by start helping people. And it doesn't matter how or whatever. Maybe some people have seen the movie Pay It Forward, but that's a kind of the principle. It's like, it starts with floor layers. So we create one really, really big artwork, and it's scalable.
Sure.
That's a kind of the funny way. We create a really big artwork together with all little artworks in it.
Everybody has an assignment.
Yeah, it's a kind of the outline is kind of the same, everything. So it's kind of we'll be getting all kinds of tiles. So the but the inside of the I'm not saying it right. You have to cut that out. Well, let's say.
But I know where you're going. We talked about if you were to, let's say you took The Last Supper or Michelangelo, Sistine Chapel. You said, here's the project. We're going to start with you and 3 other masters, and you're each going to take 3 people, and you're going to have an assignment. And then we're going to have, there are so many assignments to this project. And the great thing is, when you're done with something like that, not one person can claim it. It wouldn't exist without all of you looking at it and saying, we did that.
A little bit back is what I was trying to say is every floor layer in the world that connects is going to create a little artwork of himself, and he can fill that in however he wants. Yeah. And
it's almost like quilting. Everybody makes a certain design and then they stitch it all together.
So you get a real big artwork from all colleagues around the world, and then we're going to put together. And it's got this theme, like paying it forward. If you connect, you also have to help 3 people, but also other people can connect to the project. But the condition is that you have to help 3 people, and you can help whatever you want. Those people, you can give them money before to help them to get to school. You can give knowledge further. You can walk with grandma who's in the whatever. So it doesn't matter, but it's nobody can buy it. It's not commercial. We have to figure out eventually with all the people who are in, we are going to donate it to a location in the world. So you get
or move it around like your night watch, or maybe it moves around.
But this one
goes to convention, totally goes to surfaces,
this is gonna get so big. It's like, think about it. If you get 10,000 floor layers all around the world, and they're gonna make 1 square of a meter, how big is that? And I think that is possible. And then rolling out with all the floor layers in the world, we got to roll out together the Pay It Forward ID. And so
I got it.
We are gonna
get this. You ready? We're done with this. go to the Louvre, replace whatever carpets they got there, and we put this at the Louvre.
Yeah,
Boom, done.
we can put the whole Louvre with this floor.
You can look at our floor. You can look at Rembrandt's Night Watch and the Mona Lisa, and the Mona Lisa will smile.
And we're gonna do that.
Perfect.
And people say the same with this one. Yeah, you're crazy again. You're never gonna you're never gonna get this off the ground. Now, I only hear then I'll prove you wrong. Really.
Oh yeah,
really. I'm gonna build it, and I also need your help, and all colleagues from the US. Just pretty soon I'll come up with the idea, and then we're gonna roll it out, and we're gonna do it together.
Don't you worry. Listen, I think 8.7 million people listen to this podcast. So once we have this together, go back out there, ask a couple of them to show up. I can't back
Even
that
if
up.
it starts with the 100 floor layers that listen to the podcast. All right, let's go, guys. I need your help.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think you're onto something there. Do you think that the average flooring person, anything, you could be a finished carpenter, but let's just say hardwood flooring pro, can they find artistry every day in their work? Can they embrace some form of artistry even in the mundane, even in everything that they do?
I think so. If you follow your intuition,
it's in there.
Follow your interest in your intuition. Why do you get the question? How many times didn't you, when you were on the floor, that you think like, hey, it would have been neat if we put here something like, but you cannot get the customer so far to do it. That's the problem.
No. When I ask people, when we do the usual like quick fire questions, ask them what their favorite tool is, almost everybody says their floor scraper, which is interesting. It's the one you use with your hands, that you have to sharpen with your hands. You have to feel whether it's sharp with your hands, that you can only use with your body and your physicality and your mind and your contouring. It's so old. It's so visceral. You're carving something. It's so rudimentary. You're saying, I am a woodworker. I'm not behind a big machine. I'm not behind a rotary sander. I'm behind my hands and a scraper like it was 2,000 years ago.
The floor scrapers, if you see the floors that are scraped, they are amazing. It looks really brilliant. It gives another dimension also to the wood, but I don't like it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not functional. They were rebuilding Notre Dame, and I was looking at the beams that didn't burn down, and no one says, "Look at those new beams," but they'll go, "Look at those hand-hewn beams."
Sitting like
hand-hewn means somebody crafted this with their
like
hand.
with a lot of people, because if you've done it like you do 6 square feet a day or something, and then now that it's brilliant, but no, it's not. It's for me. It's like my brain goes. It's too long. Like too long to do the same thing for my brain.
I never realized that. I'm the same way. I'm like, this doesn't. Wait a minute, it does make sense. Yes,
it looks perfect, but it's
you gotta move on.
It's for me. It's not repetition. So repetition is horrible for me.
Yeah. No, listen, repetition is the mother of skill, but once you have that skill, you don't need as much repetition going on here. You've got that craft in you. I got some kind of closing questions I wanted to ask you. We usually do like the quick fire. Hey, do you have carpet in your house? Which I guarantee you don't.
No,
do you have carpet in your house?
No.
And so we got that. Do you have an Amstel ficus in your living room?
PVC floors, those floors, they need to go. Really.
Gotta go.
Burn them all, go away with these floors.
I know, it's funny, right? Well, I used to do a seminar and I say, hey, lunch, I'm going to buy lunch for everybody. Everybody get excited. I go, if you come back with a real estate guide that says this home features beautiful carpet, you're never going to read that. It's hardwood floors. That's all. It doesn't say vinyl, tile, VCT. It says, hardwood floors. People will always, forever, I get rich, let's say. They'll go, I don't want plastic. I want wood.
Of course. You're going to put a plastic floor in your house. And we are also very busy with the climate. And then we put PVC floors, polyphenylchloride. It's not not circular, nothing, nothing.
No, doesn't work. Okay, I got some final closing questions I want to ask you. When you get ideas and creative ideas, do they ever come to you at a specific time of the day, like at night, morning,
No.
during the day? They don't. They're
They're
there.
And now,
I know.
yeah, and then I'll try to follow it or write it down. Or
I find if I have a problem or an issue or something creative, the minute I wake up, the answer's in my head. Paul McCartney used to say an idea would come to him, an inspiration for a song, and it was clear as a bell, complete. And he would go record it and play it and show his friends and go, have you already heard this? Was this in my head? Did I hear this on the radio? You've got to tell me now. I think I wrote this. He wasn't always sure where it came from. You don't know where these things come from. They're just very clear, aren't they?
That's it. Yeah.
Poof.
And then you feel it. And then I have to follow it. It grabs my interest. I feel it. And if I feel the energy on it, then I know I have to proceed to follow it.
What do you hope people are feeling when they're walking across your floors or looking at them?
I hope I'll inspire them to, and that they understand that there is somebody who has been working on it with a lot of attention and a lot of not on so there's a lot of passioning also.
Yeah, it's appreciation and passion, and I think even humility. People can look at something like that and say, wow, it's a little more than the day-to-day. There's some artistry here. You think that through that, is there any advice you could give this next generation of the next people that do a project like you're talking about or become a wood floor artist or want to put a little more craftsmanship into their work? Any advice?
Yeah, just start being creative. Just follow your crazy ideas or whatever it is. Just follow it. You
think all that you've done, like if you weren't doing what you're doing now, what were you doing or what would you be doing?
I would have been probably, it doesn't matter. If I was a cook or something, I would have been probably also creative on that part.
You think you could sum up all your life's work thus far into one word?
No, not really.
That's a good word. It means the same in Russian or Dutch or no?
Nee, gewoon nee. I think it's too no. I'm too diverse for that.
All right, there we go. We'll call you diverse. That's right, because you're the Dutch floor master. The last question I have for you is this, and this is not an easy one. Finish this sentence for me, however you'd like. Art is what?
Art is exploration.
Excellent. How's that work for you? Is that you're always looking at something and exploring? Like, you're exploring Rembrandt's painting when you came up with the Night Watch, and you could tell you were exploring wood and the construction of a tree.
It's
when you
always
came in
exploring.
With that.
It's a kind of trying to make sense of what you see and create something from there so that other people also can see it. I think that is the way to look at it.
Well, you get this project going, people will hear about this. You'll start to get little pieces of input, little things coming together like that. I think you got a good idea. About time we bring the entire world together in flooring.
And think of the idea that we floor layers start a movement that makes the world also a little bit better. I find it interesting. And I think, and also they are going to create all kind of little artworks, and even also beginners can, if a beginner wants to make a herringbone panel, then it's also okay. Eh? It's the process. It's the process, and where you're gonna, what have you been creating? Why have you been creating it? Those are the questions.
Well, listen, I appreciate you joining my little podcast here. I work by Mijn Klein Podcast.
Jouw kleine podcast.
Right? My little podcast. I worked on that a long time.
Hij wordt vanzelf heel groot, Stephen.
Ah, sure. Watch your language. There's kids listening.
It's gonna get big. Trust me. The first, it's the same with the artist on the when the artist starts singing. It's the same. He starts with in some town in a little cafe with 3 people on the bar. There it starts, and then you have to.
Yeah. Hello, Amsterdam.
Yeah, 3 people.
The next city. Hello,
that's
Detroit.
But you have to keep going. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Well, do me a favor. When this whole thing gets going that you're piecing together, because I think you got the butt of a really great idea. Let's document it with your video, with the podcast, with magazine writing, with everything. It'd be something I think people can look forward to worldwide if they know what's going on. And, it's like stone soup, the old parable, right? Everybody throws a little something in the pot.
I need I need help, because this is also a project. It's not about me. This is also not about ego. This is about start helping each other again, and if I look to all the floor layers, we always lay the basic under their feet. What we talked about, if you step out of your bed, bang, you're on the floor. You're also, as a floor layer, you're in people's house, you're in their lives. You are for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, or days, it doesn't matter, but you're in the. So maybe it has to start with us. Let's create a better world, and let's put the base on everybody's feet, and then maybe a good place to put all the 10,000 square feet eventually, or maybe more. Put it in the Louvre.
Yeah,
right.
Why not? They got space over there.
So you start calling them already.
The French need some. I speak
fluent
Français. Je parle français un petit peu, parler lentement.
No, but it's also that we are going to figure out if it's the project is scalable. That is fantastic also. So it's because it's not on every country makes a piece. Now it's every floor layer in every country makes a piece. So, and 1 square meter is for everybody, for every floor layer that's doable. Yeah.
I think we got you know what? If you go back, I got about 3 or 4 podcasts where I threatened to have a meeting in Matt Garcia's treehouse in Texas. Guy's got a house. He put in a tree on his property. It's beautiful. And I've said, why don't we get a bunch of the floor pros and let's do a podcast there? I say it all the time. And we haven't put it together yet. We build this 10,000 footer. We put it in Matt's treehouse. He's going to need a little bigger treehouse. But boom, we start right there. They don't like that. We move to France,
but we can.
We've got the creative gears flowing here.
I
love it.
Absolutely sure this is gonna work.
Well, listen, your work is really inspiring. You're a cool dude, man. I wound up calling you for 10 minutes. I think we talked for 3 hours. And people need to go online, go to Wood Floor Business, look at all the work that you've done, and then follow every link like I did. It'll go to Google. It'll go to YouTube. It'll go to some Dutch videos he put together, but they have the translation at the bottom. Look at the Night Watch by Rembrandt. Look at your spiral floor. Everything, dude. I hope we speak again really soon, and I hope you do put this project. I'm behind it.
Absolutely.
I'm with you. Listen, thank you, Jakko, for being with me. I really appreciate you spending the time, especially because I don't know what the heck time it is where you are on the other side of the world.
It's the beginning of the evening, so
I'll go find space for our 10,000 footer. Just let you know what I come up with.
Just go looking already. Just start calling already, because.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate it, man.
Stephen. Thank you
take care
much.
of yourself.
Thanks to this season's sponsor of all things wood floor, Odie's Oil, the wood floor finish that is safe and beautiful while delivering a lower cost and higher profit margin. You can find the articles about the phenomenal projects Jakko and Stephen discussed, including links to videos of the projects, in the show notes for this episode. If you liked this episode, please rate and review All Things Wood Floor, and don't forget to subscribe.